well as as well as I mean, I didn't even have to ask for the three things what Dheeraj had said, that that just ask that what you could do, how could you contribute to the role of the team, because that was the feedback that I automatically got from her. That quite interesting.
So what is the feedback that you got?
So, in terms of, so initially, 6 months ago, I think it was in the month of December, no, Jan or something, not 6 months ago, few months ago. It was a very negative feedback that, I got from her, wherein I'm completely into myself. I'm not at all. So I have issues and problems. I because, whenever I talk to people, I really get to the point.
Nina can't hear you.
But then, okay, now
Your voice is cracking.
Your voice cracked.
yeah, because the network connection is bad.
Yeah, so 6 months back, she gave you a feedback.
So my bandwidth is low. Can I just stop my video for some time?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely no worries.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah. So 6 months ago, the feedback. So right now, what if the feedback I was in comparison to what 6 months ago was that and that is what the biggest learning was, that you have the knowledge to do your job, but you have to also work on your attitude or the behavioral issues, because the only knowledge will not take you anywhere. So because that those things as well matter as well, and in fact you can build upon your knowledge, your technical skills. People can help you wherever you fall short. If you are your behavior or your attitude is 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 uh, is liked by people. And when I say like, it didn't mean that you have to be likable to everyone, but you have to be nice in a way, you have to inclusive in a way. So that's what was feedback that was given. So when we started off, it was a Monday, right? The meeting was on a Monday. So we started off. So I just asked her, how was your weekend? And she gave, like a 5 minutes kind of, like answer to that. And that was really appreciated. So she was like, see, this is the difference between 6 months back. There was, you wouldn't have been asked about this. Right now you ask, so you have to show that you are a team player. You care about people, not only about work, but what they are doing or how they are feeling. Because otherwise, how will you progress about, like, at the in the hierarchy? So that was there. And apart from that, the other technical was that you have to lead on projects, because don't get limited to that work that you're doing, because currently we are very short on staff. So she wanted me to really take more initiative. Ask my acting manager that if there's something else that I can help her on, apart from the countries that I already handle, which I already do. Because my manager, currently acting manager, we were colleagues earlier, but she's quite senior to me. So, and the chances is she'll get promoted permanently to the position. But then as colleagues, we have worked for last 3 years together. So for me, extending that additional help is not a question of duty. It's a question of I mean, I would want to do that out of my own free will. That I would want us to manage as a team and do well or succeed well, as succeed together. So that's fine. So that's there. So this was the whole feedback. Also, I mean, yeah. So she had problems with more on behavioral issues, but then according to her, I have turned that around. So it went really well. The conversation went very well. So yeah.
Great.
That's good.
That's really nice. Hi, Sudeshna. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. I'm sorry for being late.
No worries, no worries. So you're traveling somewhere?
Actually, I was supposed to, but I got guests, so I'll be traveling with them. So probably in between the call, I'll hop on the, in the car. Let's see.
So you'll be able to be focused, concentrate?
Yeah, I will.
Great, fantastic. So today we are going to talk. Today, actually, unfortunately, Prashant's colleague passed away and he has to go for his funeral. That's why he could not make it. And Kshitija, I think in France, once in a while they get some Indian food options they get to buy. And that option has got, and so she has to go there because that's, I think, once in a month or something they get that option. So that's why
that opportunity.
Yeah, so then she could not miss it. So anyhow, cool. So today we are going to talk about two things which are very, very crucial. Okay. First that we are going to talk about is the importance of role model. Okay, that's the first thing that we're going to talk about, the importance of role model. Now, role model is someone whom we want to become like. It's just not a fascination. It's not someone whom we awe about or we are attracted to. Role model is someone whom we want to become like. Like, for example, I have 3 role models, and all the 3 role models that I have, I want to become like them. That's why I follow them. It's been 28 years I'm following one mentor. It's been now almost 10 years I'm following the other, and 10 years the other mentor. So all the 3 people who are my role models, I follow them because I want to become like them. It's not about just knowing someone and I like this guy and he's so great and but I can't become like this. So there is no point of, there's no point of this person being my role model. Role model as such, which should be someone whom we want to become like. And that is how we need to first have role models in our life. That's very, very crucial. History, if you see, all the great people, they had role models.
Yeah. So one thing very important for all of us is we are groomed by our circumstances, right? So in the upbringing that we have, the environment that we live in, we develop a thought process.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is how life should be or life can be. Now that's a very limited thought process, right? पढ़ाई कर लो कि तो एक अच्छी नौकरी मिल जाएगी तो शादी हो जाएगी, बच्चे हो जाएंगे, उनका एजुकेशन हो जाएगा, एक घर बन जाएगा, एक गाड़ी हो जाएगी, बस हो गया, इससे ज्यादा हमको क्या चाहिए? Now, if I don't look outside and I just look at this, how is going to be my life?
Stagnant, probably.
Huh?
Stagnant? It will be in the same way it is.
Yeah. So one is stagnant. What is the other way that you can describe?
Limited.
Huh?
Very limited.
Absolutely,
yes, absolutely
right. 10 out of 10. It will be a very limited life that I live.
It is like for a caterpillar to become a butterfly. So the caterpillar is very happy in the cocoon, right? Yeah. But then there comes a become a butterfly which the whole world can see and appreciate. Now I have to make a choice whether I want to be that caterpillar who's living very happily in the cocoon that is created, and that cocoon is created by people around us. My family members, my siblings, my friends, and that's how I live. But if I want to become a butterfly, which is going to be noticed by the world,
yeah,
which is some people will appreciate it, and then the butterfly feels, wow, my life was worth it, right? Then I have to break that cocoon. Now, if I want to break that cocoon, I need a huge driving force to break that, because that's the maximum. It is like a struggle of life and death that has to be made to break that cocoon. Now, the beauty of life is there is a story around that caterpillar. So some person who would feel very sad for the caterpillar, he used to work on this growth process, felt very sad for the caterpillar. So he tried to break the cocoon, help him. What happens if that is done?
I'm not sure actually how it works, but would the caterpillar die?
Huh?
Would the caterpillar die?
Yes, so it will come out, but it will not be that strong enough that it can fly. Right? So there is a process to life. If you want to fly, aim high, then you have to work on yourself. But to work on yourself, you have to see the world. That is how I can think of a much bigger vision than what I'm doing today. Now, to have that vision of life, that what is that I can become, do, understand my potential, where is the world going, what can happen, I need a role model. Otherwise, it's very difficult, right? Otherwise, we don't even look at our bosses for a role model. That also becomes too much for us. You know, you say, oh, वो तो management में है, वो C, वो क्या B school से आया है, ISB, IIM से, I can't think of all that. I thought I passed MBA from a very small little college. How can I compete with him? But then there are people outside. One man who comes from Gujarat, not even a 12th pass, and today it is one of the biggest empire in our country. But if I don't know the story, how will I aim of becoming anything? Right? So that is why it is very important to have a role model, because that role model shows me how big and great can be my life. That expands my vision. It gives me some direction, some path that, yeah, this is what I can become in life. This is what I can do. This is what I can achieve. This is where the world has traveled. What am I talking about? The small little limited life. So if I want to break through my limitations, step out of my cocoon, then the only way to make it happen is having role models. Now, while choosing your role model, it is very crucial based on what parameters I should choose a role model. So tell me, what should be the parameters as per you?
There should be a match in the values.
Fantastic.
Because I mean, whatever they have done, it should be aspirational to me. Like I want to do, and how they have done it. Because you know, sometimes that is also important. That people become, you know, get a name for themselves, but we don't resonate with them for whatever reason. So maybe, and they should have had an impact, maybe on people's lives, or you know, done something which probably they were the first people in those fields, or probably there's something bit different than, you know, the general public would do. So
Right.
these few parameters probably, you know, when I think of role models.
Great. So Deshna?
Actually, I couldn't hear the question because of the bad network. Could you please repeat once?
Yeah. So what are the parameters before choosing a role model? What is that I should think? What basis should I choose a role model?
So surely we can align it to our goals. If that person has achieved that kind of thing, so I think that person should be a role model at those stages of life.
Okay.
If I'm thinking somewhere down the line, I'm gonna be like this for like down the line for 5 years, after 5 years. So probably someone has achieved it already, so that person will be my role model for that particular time. And I think that there can be more than one role model according to our aspirations.
Right. So it's a combination of both of you, what you just shared. One, first, I need to know where I want to head. So for example, if I'm sitting in a car and I'm not decided whether I'm in Pune and I want to go to Bombay or I want to go to Bangalore, how will I be able to choose a map? How will I drive? So the first thing is for me to know what kind of life I want. Now, for example, one person who's following Mother Teresa and one person who's wanting to follow Indra Nui, what is the difference?
If we're following the first example, we can't aspire to have, you know, fancy car or, you know, big titles. Then the aspiration will have to be selfless service, right? Yeah. And the other way is, for a lack of a better word, it's a little bit materialistic, or where you are making a difference in a different way. So yeah.
So both have created an impact in the world, right? Mother Teresa, of course, has created a huge legacy and gone. Indra Nooyi has also created her own impact in the world. What is the impact that I want to create is what I need to decide. That's how I have to choose my role model. So do I want to become Mother Teresa or do I want to become Indra Nooyi? Is how I choose my role model. For example, I'm an ambitious person. I want to grow in life. I want to reach some level where people become proud of me. I'll be proud of myself. I want to be in a situation where I'm making decisions for the company. Then I'll think of Indra Nooyi. Right? So it's first based on me. What is the kind of life I want? Then looking for people who have achieved that life. Fortunately today, if this was told to us maybe 10, 15 years back, the question would be, where will all this information come from? Today, that's not a challenge, right? Today, all the information is available on the net. It's only for me to decide where I want to head. Then who are these people who have already achieved what I desire? And once I know that, then I can choose my role models. So I want to become a millionaire, a billionaire. I want to become a corporate woman. I want to become a spiritual woman. I want to run an NGO. I want to work for a women empowerment. Anything that I want to do with my life at this stage of life will be my role model. Probably my role model could be different 10 years down the line. That's okay. But I need to have role models. So that is the first thing. I need to search for a role model based on the life that I want to live as of today. I see myself here 10 years down the line. I'll search those people. Is that clear? Nina? Okay.
Yes.
Sudeshna? Yeah, great. So that is the first thing. The kind of life that I want to live. Who has lived that life? Once I find them, then the next step is to really know anything and everything about them. So really do a thorough research. That is where I get to know whether my values match or no. Like just before this group coaching session started, I was with one of my clients. She's into investment and banking, and she had gone and met a person in Pune who earns 10 lakh rupees a month through some promotional activity that he does on Google and Facebook. Question mark, right? All of a sudden. See, Nina turned her head and said, where is this? How is this possible? 10 lakh rupees. Big thing, right?
Yeah.
But how is he doing it? What is the story around it? Is it really worth it? There are so many ways, like investment. There are so many ways to invest and grow money. But which is the one which is suited for me? What is the kind of risk and returns I'm looking at? Same way is life. What is the risk I want to take? Based on that, the returns that I will get. I'm a person of these values. I can't compromise on that. So I will not choose this path. So researching those people is the second thing. Once I know that this tallies or this matches, then the next step is, what from them can I learn and apply in my life? What from them can I learn and apply in my life? Which is the missing link for me to reach there? So that is going to help me understand, why am I not growing from the place that I am? Like Nina, you just shared something so beautiful, that lady, what she said was so true, right? You don't exist in isolation. You need to know people around. But we never feel that is important. And you're in which division? Tell me. Which department?
HR.
Can you believe this? A HR lady who's supposed to take care of people. I mean, two of you are HR only. and you're not connected to people, what's going to happen to the people around you? Right? So we need to really know.
We do.
Absolutely. So that is why I need to know whom can I follow and what are the traits required? What are the habits that these people have? How did they reach there? What were their circumstances? How did they make it happen? So I am now having some basic idea on what are the things that I need to work on myself. Right? So that is the third step. Understand what is the missing link. What is that I need to apply in my life to reach there. Then it is about thinking, how can I make that happen? How can I apply this in my own life? Another role that a role model plays is the role model becomes an inspiration for me. So we all have life which shows highs and lows almost every single day. Right? Morning started very well because the meeting went very well. And afternoon, my boss or my colleague or someone came and just slashed me into pieces. Instantly, I just want to run away from that environment. And in the evening, I come back so dull and low that what the hell am I doing with life? I think I better change my job. Am I really worth it? Am I capable? Will I be able to manage? All these self-doubt and self-sabotage that we do can change when we have an inspiration in front of us. Oh, even this lady went through so much, but she still made it happen, which means even I can do it. So it becomes a source of inspiration. They tell us that this is how you can tap your innate potential. So one is about knowing them, finding a path. Second is about a source of inspiration, which pulls me through my tough times. And third, the person that I want to become. So what I want to achieve, inspiration for me. And finally, I'll become the person that I didn't even know existed in me. Did you feel good when this lady complimented you today? That 6 months back, you wouldn't have done all of this. Did it make you feel good?
Yeah, I was surprised to
Yes.
actually hear that feedback.
Yes. Yes. So is there a problem in that lady? Or there was some change expected from you?
Change expected from me.
And most of the times, what do we actually believe?
We believe that we are always right.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Fault lies in the other person.
Yes. So it's so easy to label someone and the story is over. And I never break my comfort zone because I'm doing the best that I can. But who's going to decide what is the best that I can do? Where is the benchmark? How will I compare myself? That is the another reason that I need a role model. My role model sets a benchmark for me that this is where Nina you can reach. This is where Sudeshna you can be in the next 5 years. So that's again a role that the role model plays. Like for both of us, when we got into life coaching, in the first 6 months, we of course learned, we got the first coaching certification. But then in the first 1 year, we found a role model. And we know we want to become like him. And he drives us every single day. Because the gap between me and him is huge. He's been in this, he's the father of the industry. Tony Robbins, I'm sure you would have heard of him. He's been here in the system for 40 years. That doesn't mean there are not other coaches as well. Right? But what is the difference between Tony and the other coaches? He lives the life that we want to live. He has the same values that we are living with. He is living the kind of life that we want to live. The kind of contribution that he does is something both of us are so inspired by. The kind of impact he's created on people, we are so inspired. Now, because that is there, every single day there is a drive to do more. and with a belief that this is possible because that guy could achieve it. So I've thoroughly researched him, studied him. It's literally like I talk to him in my mind and I know the answer that he'll give me. I know him so well. And same as with Dheeraj. So, this is what is the kind of intensity that you should have for your role model. That's how you keep breaking all your comfort zones and you keep growing in life. Now, how many of them I should have? How many should I follow? What should I do? So the first assignment for you is research in this coming week. Pick up at least 5 names. Out of some 10, 20, 30 that you will read, pick up at least 5 names that are closest to what you want to do, become, would like to idolize. And then look for what all is published. Is there a book available? Where is the source that I can get more information? Like autobiographies are published. There is Wikipedia. There is so much that is available. On LinkedIn, I can follow her. Whatever way that I can follow that person and get to know more about that person. And then create this. So the learnings, what are the things that I want to implement? What are the new habits I want to cultivate? What am I missing in life? The passion and the emotions that I want to make it happen is what you can write down. Once all this is clear and we connect, then we can really practically see what is important for you and how can you pick up a few things which you can start implementing from today, which is possible so that you reach there. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You want to add anything?
No, it's fine.
No, so you can, then I go to the next point.
No, so we'll go to the next point. This is right. Only thing is, I think what is important is, if you already have a role model, that's great. That's really nice. If you don't have a role model, then you'll have to start following or reading few people. So in one go or in one day, it doesn't happen. I'll have to follow some people. Out of that, probably, just a second.
So, ma'am, basically, we have to check whether whoever our role models are, whether they're aligning with our goals or not, first of all, right? And then we'll take
So it doesn't really matter today because we have so much information available, even if the person doesn't exist.
Okay.
For example, if I want to have the life of Mother Teresa, can I research her today?
Yeah, we can do the research. I thought we just have to pick them directly and then follow like that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So these models, role models can exist in my own environment. That was the next thing which I was going to tell, actually, to switch that, which are the ways that we can find them. So they can be people who are in my own environment. So they can be existing in my company, they can be existing in my friend circle, they can be existing in my LinkedIn connections, whichever way.
Okay.
They can, if they're not in my physical environment, they can be in the environment which the world is existing today. Like there's another person whose life has really fascinated me is Andrew Carnegie, the first richest man on this planet Earth. How did he make it happen? And what is the kind of life he's lived? So he gave this formula which everyone follows in the US. He said your life has to be divided in 3 parts. The 1/3 of your life you should use to gather as much as knowledge you can, learn, put your heart and soul into it. The next, that is that next 30% or 33%, should be just go all out and make all the money that you want to make. And then the last 30% or the last 1/3 of your life should be used to go and contribute to the society. And that is where we have Carnegie Mellon Institute. He's created libraries in around 40 countries. Man from US has created library in 40 countries. And this we are talking about 100 years back.
Yeah.
And those library, even that time he thought that how will this library sustain? It is just not about creating it, right? So he designed a system on how this can run. He spoke to the government and the libraries are still functioning today. Why? Because he went through a life where he couldn't get formally educated. But there was a military guy who would, see his desire and intensity to learn. So he would give him a space in the library to come and read all kind of books. He said, if I didn't get that opportunity, I wouldn't have made this kind of money. I wouldn't have led this life. This is the opportunity I want to give others.
Yeah.
And that is how he's created life. So most of the billionaires, if you look at Bill Gates, that's exactly what he's doing. He studied, then he made the money, and now he's doing philanthropy. You look at Warren Buffett, he follows the same model, right? So someone 100 years back set that pattern and went, and people are following. Same way you need. So Andrew Carnegie is my role model today, 100 years later after his death. Are you getting it, Sudeshna?
Yes, now got your point.
Yes. So role models can be researched. They may exist, they may not be exist, but their teachings exist.
Yep. So
Yeah.
the exercise that you need to do, there are 5 steps. Okay. The first step the exercise involves is, what are the 3 things that you value the most? Because till the time I don't know what I value the most, there's no point searching for a role model.
Absolutely.
So it starts with, what are the 3 things that I value the most in a order? Okay. Any question on this? Do you understand what are the values? You're clear? Nina, Sudeshna, both of you are clear? Okay, first. Second thing, who are the 3 people? Who are the 3 role models that you want to follow? 3 of them. Based on this values that you have. Because once you have a value, you have a direction that you can select the role models.
So we were thinking of 5 instead of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who are the 3 people?
5 people.
5 people. Okay, it can be 5 people. Who are the 5 people that you can follow? Third, why? Why are these people your role model? What is there in them? What is that drives you? What is that attracts you? What is that fascinates you? What is that in them? 3 things. What is that in them that you want to make, you have decided to make this person your role model? Okay. Fourth, when you get an opportunity, let's say you've got an opportunity to meet your role model. What are the 3 questions you'll ask individually, all of them? You got in 1 hour with this person, okay? Who are the role models? Now, what are the 3 questions you're going to ask this role model? And last and not the least, why will they decide, they should decide to give you that 1 hour? What is there in you that these people should take a call to give that 1 hour to Nina and Sudeshna? All the 3 of them or 5 of them. Are you clear?
Yes.
This is a very, very important exercise. I'll again repeat. First, your value, the 3 things that you value the most, the 5 people that you decide to be your role model. What is that great in them that you really feel great about? What are the 3 questions that individually ask each one of them? And why should they decide to give you that 1 hour? Now, these people could be living or dead, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Role models can be anybody. Like there are so many people who still follow Mahatma Gandhi. There are so many people who still follow Swami Vivekananda. There are so many people who still follow Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay, there are so many people who still follow even Indira Gandhi for that matter. There are a lot of people who follow people who are still not alive.
Yeah.
It can be anybody. It can be from any sector. It can be from any industry. Like 2 different worlds that Nutan spoke about. And one is a corporate lady, but they are both doing the same job, adding value in people's life in a different way. It's the same thing they are doing, adding value to people. Like, Mother Teresa added value in a different way. Indira Nooyi is adding value in a different way, but definitely they're adding value in people's life. They have become role models for millions of people. So that is something which, like what can be great that you've died and now people are fighting for her. They fought for her to give her that title of saint.
The first time
a woman was given a title of saint and the world fought for her. Now that is something can be a life that we can think about. But that depends on, am I interested? If not, fair enough. I'm not wanting to be Mother Teresa. Like I know so many people say, no, I don't want to be Mother Teresa. I don't want to, I'm happy with Indra Nooyi. Or I don't want both the lives. I'm happy with my life. But that all depends what you value the most. Okay. Now this exercise will, believe me, is going to give you a lot of clarity of life itself. It's not an ordinary exercise. It makes you really go deep into what you value the most, who are the role model, and most important, why should they give me that 1 hour? Second, what question will I ask? It's okay to, I'm fascinated, but then what will I ask? What will you go doing that? Because otherwise that person will say, hi, hello, you met me? Okay, let's go. You've got once in lifetime opportunity to meet your role model. You don't have a question. Don't you think it will be a very sad thing to happen? Because you rarely will get a chance to meet this person once again.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is why that question. Okay? So this is the first topic that we wanted to discuss with you, role models. The importance of role model. You do this exercise, okay? The next thing, the next topic that we thought about, talking about the importance of feeding your mind. The importance of feeding your mind. So I have a beautiful question to both of you, Nina and Sudeshna. What will happen to you if your enemy, let's say you drink coffee, what will happen to your life if your enemy is going to add 4 cubes of sugar in your coffee? What will happen to it? What will happen to you? Nina, Sudeshna. Yeah, Sudeshna.
4 cubes of
Sugar cubes in the coffee.
Sugar. Okay.
It's your enemy, biggest enemy, and it's only added 4 cubes of sugar. What will happen to you, Sudeshna? What will happen?
Nothing much. And I'm okay with anything, so that's fine. I won't get offended.
Yeah,
I know I won't. So
okay, so Nina, with you.
For me, so I would want it according to my taste. So I would want to add what I want and how much I want.
What worst come worst, I feel what will happen with me, the coffee will taste very sweet.
Sweet.
That's what will happen, right? If an enemy has put 4 cubes of sugar, your coffee will taste sweet. And you have a choice whether to drink it or no. So taking 1 sip, you'll say, I don't want, it's too sweet. You'll throw and you'll say, I'll order another coffee, which will have 1 cube, depending on your taste, right? Now my next question to you is, if your best friend, your bestest friend, by mistake, is going to add 1 cube or 1 tablet of cyanide, by mistake, what will happen to you?
Hello.
What will happen? Sudeshna?
they wouldn't even get to know. I think that will happen afterwards.
Absolutely. Nina?
It's like
Absolutely. We'll die in 3 seconds. So we'll not even get a chance to tell a friend, what did you do? Because the moment we're going to drink that sip of coffee, we'll die in 3 seconds. And that is why we need to guard our coffee. That coffee is our mind. What is someone adding in that coffee? Sugar or cyanide? Every single day, you are feeding your mind consciously. Every single day. Every single day. By listening to what you're listening, by watching to what you're watching, by reading, by observing, constantly we are feeding the mind consciously without even being aware what is being fed, cyanide or sugar.
So unknowingly, we are feeding a mind every single day.
Absolutely.
The only filter that we apply is whether it's a friend or an enemy. But with the example that Dheeraj just shared, is that important?
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Is that important, whether it was an enemy or the friend?
No, what is getting added is important.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, they want to be added.
Absolutely right.
But because we have a bias towards some person, even a positive feedback, I will not receive it because I have paid that person my enemy. And something which is lowering my standards, my benchmark, saying me to live a compromised life, but it is coming from a friend.
Oh, then I should follow.
Then I give him a hearing or a listening. Yes or no? And unknowingly, I kept filling all of that in my subconscious mind. And I take wrong decisions based on that. And those wrong decisions lead me to a wrong destination.
Yeah.
So Deshna, any decision of your life where your closest person has put that cyanide and today your life is different because of that?
Yeah, that has happened multiple times. But then I learned it the hard way. And even if I have to give an example, one of my managers was giving me a feedback, like she was giving me a feedback, like I mean, she used to scream on the floor actually. Then we talked about it, and afterwards, it was harsh the way she was feeling, but she definitely improvised in all the aspects. So that's when I felt that even if you feel it's bitter, sometimes it's for your betterment.
Great. This is one example. Another example of some close one I asked. Anyone who's close but is put in cyanide and today your life is miserable because of that.
My friends. So they were like, even if I have to give an example of my marriage, it was like due to our close friends that happened, and now it's all
It's a mess.
different.
Yes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Nina,
Now one second. Now tell me where is the bigger damage which has happened?
It's me.
Yeah, but which person harmed you more? Someone whom I perceived as an enemy or someone whom I perceived as a friend? Yeah.
And they did it unintentionally, of course.
Absolutely right. And I also took it in the right intention because you know what? I don't want to hurt my friend.
Yes.
I am very open and vulnerable in front of my friends. And that is why that example of guarding your coffee is guarding your mind. It is so damn important to guard your mind constantly, not based on who's putting in. It's not the person. It is not the resource. And the worst thing today is there are so many such resources from where we are getting that cyanide added. You scroll on Facebook, you scroll on news, you look at news channels, you have TV, you have Google, everywhere. Like COVID spread little, but spread the fear much more. I think the fear was 100 times than the illness itself.
Very true.
And that is where people really suffered from anxiety and fear. Fear agar kal ho gaya to, it's not an illness which will kill you. But we all were fearful. Yes or no? That's the cyanide getting added from everything. WhatsApp is a big reason for cyanide. All these forwards that keep coming from known people, from the groups that we are in. So unknowingly, I'm feeding my mind with something which is negative and much more harmful to me. The only sad part is because I'm not aware, I don't realize the effect. It's not seen, right? But where I am in my life is absolutely a result of what I've been feeding in my mind. So instead, now that I've selected my role models, once I do that exercise, then I'll feed my mind with something what they write, something what they share. I could listen to them, read them, see them, know more about them. That's how I'll feed my mind. Now, both of these are connected. Instead of feeding my mind, picking up the newspaper and reading it for 30 minutes. Ideally, that is what was such a big thing earlier, right? Yeah. We all were taught that get up in the morning, and in our companies, we were taught this as managers. Pick up the newspaper and read. That is how you'll know what has happened. But the newspaper, even Economic Times for that matter, 90% of it is shit. It's not talking about what's going great in the economy.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong because that's business, the world there. Media is a business. Okay. Today it's no more anything less than business. And they only sell what people buy.
So in fact, news channels are earning much more money
Than any other
generating
channels.
more revenue
Than any.
than entertainment channels.
Absolutely.
And they're encashing on only one thing. How can they drive attention of the audience?
Absolutely. So if you're going to see a news channel which is only going to show you all good things, you'll not want to watch that news channel. Till the time there's no breaking news, our mind doesn't get attracted, our brain doesn't get attracted. So they create a lot of breaking news for you. And what are they doing? Feeding your mind with so much of fear. So the point is, I want you to understand, this is your conscious mind, okay? Where you're feeding things every day. And it is registering in the subconscious mind. And slowly and gradually, that same subconscious mind gives you the power of living your life. It gives you the power of taking decisions, the power of making choices, the power of living your life is based and driven and influenced by your subconscious now. Now, consciously, you've added only negative stuff, fearful stuff, violent stuff, nuisance stuff. What is it going to give you back? That subconscious mind, the same thing. It's going to give you anxiety. It's going to give you fear, insecurity, anger. These are the emotions that you're going to go into because the subconscious mind is fed by you consciously. And that's why you need to guard your mind. It is not a small thing. It's a massive change. Like one of the biggest change that came in my life is by guarding my mind. I started being aware and alert that what am I reading? Whom am I listening? What am I watching? What even I'm talking? Because all this is registering into my subconscious mind, which is directing me and making me feel what I'm feeling.
That is why the poor becomes more poor.
More poorer and the rich become richer because they guard their mind. They don't allow rich people don't allow any crap to go inside. They just don't go and meet anybody. They're very clear. Like, like today, my case, I'm very clear who I'm spending my time with. No matter who the person is, if that person is how close it is, if I know that this person is all crap and all negativity, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in spending time with that person because, if I'm going to spend time with that person, my mind is going to be fed with all shit, all gossip, all crap. I don't want to spoil my mind because my mind is the strongest weapon that helps me to achieve something in life. And that's why you should be so careful. From now onward, you should be alert about what am I feeding in my mind. That's why you should, many a time we guard our body. We guard our purse. We guard our car. We guard our house. We guard our, people. But what is the real strength to achieve all of this is your mind. Your mind will decide how much powerful you be. Your mind will decide how successful you be. Your mind will decide what will be achieved in your life. It's your mind. And that is something which don't guard. We don't guard it. You know why? Because we don't feed what we are supposed to feed in it. And that's something cautious, deliberate decision I took a few years back. That I am going. That's why, it's been almost more than a decade. I don't read newspaper. I don't watch news. I don't see any bakwas serials or movies. I only go for movies which are inspirational stories, which can give my mind something empowering, which can give my mind learnings and lessons. Like, today only I just saw there's a movie called King Edward. I said, I'm going to watch this tomorrow because this is the story of the father of, Serena and Venus Williams, who are the legend, but it is because of the father, what role he played. I said, I want to see this movie. Because my mind will be fed by such powerful things. The King Richard. Serena Williams and Venus Williams, right? Yeah. The greatest of the greatest in the world. So he's the one who is the reason why they are. So I said, I'm going to watch this movie. I'm going to watch all the real life stories which are giving. So today and if you see, most of the movies are now biopic in Hindi movies. Majority of movies, and they are being selling because people are now liking it because they are getting their mind fed by something real. Then all the movies which were only violent and action and all that, people are not interested. People are interested in biopic movies. That's why you see Akshay Kumar and so many of the actors, they're more behind biopic movies. That's what you need to do. Be alert, be careful about guarding your mind. So even if it is your closest friend, it can be your own parent, it can be your husband, wife, children, friends, anybody. Be careful. Is this person I should be with? Because what is this person is going to be my mind. Because this person is going to talk to me, connect to me, and I'm going to listen to this person. And I'm going to feed my mind.
So it's not about enemy or friend.
It's about the content.
Yes. What is coming to my mind because of them.
Absolutely.
Nina, you can share any example of both these sites?
Actually, not. I can't think of anything at the moment.
Think there has to be, because still you don't register and connect to it emotionally.
Absolutely.
You will not
In fact,
remember.
whatever that mind is being fed by someone. Yes or no?
That's
There's
Now,
something which we pick up from our father, something from the mother, something from our siblings,
something from
our
teacher,
friends.
something from friend, boss, anybody. Anything that you feel you've been being with the person who's fed your mind with that cyanide and that's affected your life, or anybody who's filled your mind with something great and that's affected your life.
So, on the positive side, just last week I had a conversation with my friend, one of my closest friends, and it was a very inspiring and uplifting conversation. And I actually wanted to record my call because it was a very very nice and very positive things that was she was telling me, and I was getting projected towards the positive side of life, and when
Great.
things don't go your way. So I try last 1 week, more than a week. I've tried, whenever I've had any doubts or anything, I've just tried to replay that conversation in my mind.
Right.
And what was the feeling that I had after that call? So it was a 45 minutes call, and I, even if I don't remember the exact words, but I have kept that memory of how I felt after the call, because all that she said was only good thing about, not about me, but how do I need to view my life, and
Absolutely.
where probably I was going wrong. So yeah, that is one example that I can give. It is very
Great.
recent, so a week back or so.
Wow. So now my question to you is, how will you feed your mind? Okay, it's a very important question. How will you feed your mind?
I'll feed my mind with really the things which are helpful for me, which will uplift me, or which will help me grow, which will
True.
not make me fearful or doubtful about myself or my future. So yeah, I'll try to do that.
Okay, great. Sudeshna, how are you going to feed your mind?
So actually, I have already started it, so I could
Very
relate
nice.
it. So whenever people are bad mouthing, I completely stop them, because again that creates negativity in my mind. So I completely stop that. So whenever someone from office starts speaking something, I'm like, okay, let's change the topic. So I am into that practice. So that's
Great.
one thing. And second is, I'm reading all the positive things, what about the page which can inspire me towards
Very nice.
something better.
Very good. So the simplest way is every day. Okay, that's a lifelong exercise I'm giving you. Every single day, minimum half an hour, you're going to read, listen, or watch to something empowering.
So like I said, we are anyways researching our
Role models, yeah.
So why
So-
not listen, watch, read?
Like not a single day goes that half an hour I have not listened to Tony Robbins. Not a single day. I don't remember a single day for the last almost a decade that I'm not listening to Tony Robbins. That's the minimum I'm saying. Not a single day goes that I don't read my the spiritual mentor
Philosophy
that
there.
I have, philosophy. Every single day, half an hour I invest on that. And last 1.5 years has been, I've started spending 2 hours on reading great people, great stuff. Like last year, I read 150 books. So every single day. So you can start with half an hour feeding your mind with all of this stuff. And there are only 3 ways we feed our mind: by reading, okay, listening, or watching.
And the best time to do it is before you start your day.
Yeah.
Or the last thing before ending the day.
Absolutely.
Before you start your day, or the last thing with which you will end your day.
Yes.
Because if you do it as the last thing, it stays in your subconscious
And then you
mind.
go to sleep. So it's registered there.
Have any one of you, both of you, have experienced, you've watched a very violent movie, something against women, and you've gone to sleep and you had a disturbed sleep? It's ever happened?
So actually, I don't remember any such example, but I do firmly believe that what we watch, what we like, what we intake is what how it affects us, and that's the outcome that we experience in life. So for the past few years, I really try to avoid negative, violent piece, right? So
Very good.
Other way around, there was and this something you might have heard of Wayne Dyer, right? He's
Yeah,
also one
absolutely.
of the So he had actually, and I had seen one of his videos, and that is one of the theme in my whatever content I consume on YouTube. I try to see anything which is uplifting or motivation. So I used to watch Wayne Dyer also a lot. So he had mentioned that he is very militant about what he intakes, reads, listens, or watches.
Yeah, absolutely.
He said that to the extent that on flights he also stopped reading those magazines. Even said, I don't want to even read Fortune or whatever, because whatever I read is economy is collapsing, or their jobs lost or whatever. So he had stopped, to that extent he had stopped reading. So
Absolutely.
I had put that in practice for the last couple of years. So the other way around, I experiences whenever I, let's say, sleep with listening to some meditation, nighttime meditation, I get better sleep, and which is a dreamless sleep, and the start to the day next day is better. So
Yes.
if the positive, if you consume something positive and the outcome is better, so obviously if you consume something negative, the
Wow.
outcome will be that way, right?
Very true. Very true. Very true. Very great. So the exercise for you guys, another exercise for you guys for this week is, you now want to think about this whole concept of feeding your mind. And in 1 week, what have you done every day, half an hour? What is that you've done every single day? So every day, what I want you to do is, once you have read or heard or listened, just put a thumbs up in the group for the next 6 days. Okay, every single day you read something, you heard something, every day, this half an hour. The moment you finish, just put a thumbs up. The moment you finish, just put a thumbs up. Okay, make sense? Great. So 2 exercise, your role model, that 5 questions, and every day half an hour you're going to spend on feeding your mind with something great, and you're going to put a thumbs up. Okay, great. And next week we are going to have one-on-one. So we'll work out the timings with you all, and both of us will do one-on-one with your CV thing. Okay, the CV thing that we have to work on. Yeah.
Okay. And Sudeshna, were you able to watch the last time's recording?
I didn't get that recording. That's what I was saying. So
I again sent it to you, and it showed me that it has reached you. So I don't know where is the problem.
I did not check yesterday at night. So that's what
Just check and let me know if it has not happened.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link, and you try and open with your Google account. I'm sure, because it's listed privately, so it will not be seen on the channel. You'll have to open that link.
Yeah. So let's connect next Saturday. Okay. So let's really wait for the Saturday and see how do we make it. So Deshna, I'm going to speak to Prashant also, Kshitija also, because it's again a matter of feeding my mind. This 1 hour, we're trying to feed mind with something really great and empowering. Okay? Yeah. Thank you so much, and see you next Saturday. Bye-bye. Good night. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.
Bye. Happy weekend.
Thank you. Thank you.